The story begins in the year 2078, 3 years after the end of the world. We're on the outskirts of Yuzo, a wild desert with a temperature of 67 degrees. A group of survivors is attacked by a giant fire wolf, and one of them tries to shoot the monster. With that, the others yell for Captain Yanyuan to finish the creature off, since they're all counting on him. However, the wolf charges forward, ready to take down the captain, who has run out of ammo. At that moment, 2 girls appear to help, but one of them is struck by the creature. The monster takes a blow to the head, which only makes it even angrier at the group. Then the beast turns and now goes after the 2 defenseless girls. The pink-haired girl is terrified, seeing the creature's claws getting closer to her. But Yanyuan appears in front of her, yelling for the wolf to get away as he shoots. He sticks a knife in the creature's chest but ends up getting bitten on the shoulder in the process. The impact of the attack throws the captain far away, but the monster also backs off from the hit. The 2 girls run to help the injured captain, and one of them starts to bandage his wound. The pink-haired girl cries in despair, begging for Brother Yuan not to pass away. Suddenly, one of the other survivors grabs the arm of the young woman who is tending to the wound. He says he's going to take the captain's supplies since he won't be needing them anymore. The rest of the group agrees with the idea, saying it's a waste to use medicine on him. The girl is outraged, shouting that they can't abandon the one who saved them so many times. The guy scoffs, saying no one told him to play the hero and save others. He then grabs her face, saying that 90% of humanity is already gone. The blonde guy says Yanyuan is dead weight and that saving them was the only good thing he ever did. With that, they throw the captain off a cliff and leave him behind to perish alone. The 2 girls try to stay and help but are dragged away by force by the rest of the group. The brute smiles and says that when they get to the camp, they might get lucky with someone important. Angrily, the young woman breaks free and kicks the blonde guy in the face, calling him a coward. Meanwhile, the pink-haired girl bites the arm of the guy holding her to escape. The blonde guy then knocks the young woman to ground and says that now that the captain is gone, she's in his hands. She curses him with a look of pure hatred as he squeezes her neck tightly. The attacker gets close to her face with a disgusting expression, ready to do something terrible. However, at that moment, a tear from the girl falls right onto his tongue. Suddenly, Yanyuan's fist appears out of nowhere and lands a punch on the guy's face. The blonde guy is thrown far away and hits the ground hard, not understanding what happened. The captain slowly gets up, even with his shoulder still injured from the wolf's attack. With his eyes glowing blue, the young man faces the group, who are shocked that he's alive. The girls happily shout his name, while the rest of the group is completely terrified. He points a gun at the traitors and tells them to let the girls go immediately. The brute tries to calm the situation down, but Yanyuan shoots near his feet as a warning. At this, the blonde guy gets angry and picks up a huge rock from the ground to attack. He runs toward the captain, calling him a goody 2-shoes as he raises the rock to strike him down. But Yanyuan is faster and shoots first, landing a direct hit that takes down the traitor. Next, he shoots the brute in the leg, who screams in surprise and pain from the attack. The 2 remaining traitors become desperate, screaming in fear at what they just saw. As they run away, they shout that the captain won't survive alone, but he lets them go. After the adrenaline rush, Yanyuan's body finally gives out, and he collapses on the ground, exhausted. The young woman supports him, worried, saying she knew he wouldn't go down like that. A strange mark starts to glow in his chest, and the young man replies that he's not okay. He then reveals that he actually already passed away, and something else is happening to him now. The young man explains that he awakened an ability at the moment of his passing, and that's what brought him back. With that, some system screens appear in front of him, informing him about the host's revival. The girls are confused, but the brown-haired one realizes he has awakened a special ability. More screens appear, showing that he has gained 1 experience point and can level up. The captain wonders what this ability is and what these experience points are for. The system then explains that he has the power to enhance items by using experience to evolve them. But while they're talking, the fire wolf that attacked them before returns to finish the job. The group panics, but Yanyuan stands up and tells them not to be afraid because now he has powers. He thinks that if he can't handle a wolf, he won't be able to protect anyone from the other monsters. Meanwhile, the wolf finds the traitors who fled and uses them as a quick snack. The brute says the plan was to use the blonde guy's body to distract the beast and buy some time. The fire wolf faces Yanyuan's group, ignoring the traitors he has already defeated. The creature then leaps with all its might toward the captain and the 2 girls, ready to attack. The girls warn that the wolf is coming, but Yanyuan says that experience is coming to him. Then he starts shooting at the monster, accumulating experience for his pistol with each shot. The young man realizes that by taking down enemies with the weapon, he gains experience for it. With the shots, the pistol's experience reaches its maximum, and it can now be enhanced. Yanyuan tries to use the ability to level up the weapon, excited about his new power. However, the system warns that his character level is too low to enhance the item. The girls are confused by his behavior, thinking he has finally lost his mind. But the young man focuses energy into the pistol and fires a powerful beam into the wolf's mouth. With a confident smile, Yanyuan shows that he is now much stronger than before. The traitors watching from a distance are shocked to see the captain defeat the monster. The brute is terrified, realizing they can't let Yanyuan stay alive at any cost. After all that, the group finally arrives at a survivor camp called Wanzian. Yanyuan steps on a nail on the ground, but doesn't even care about the pain after everything he's been through. He looks at the camp relieved, happy that they have finally reached a safe place. The girls are also exhausted after a 2-day journey but are happy to be safe. Yan Yuan says that now that they are safe, they need to get more experience. The pink-haired girl asks if they can really stay there, worried about the future. The captain comforts her, saying that the Fangkao organization is required to accept survivors. Soon, other survivors approach, impressed by the wolf meat they brought. They offer various items in exchange for a little of the meat, like water, shoes, and supplies. In the middle of the crowd, the brown-haired girl recognizes one of the traitors who abandoned them. The traitor approaches, asking for some meat, but she stops him with a furious glare. The young woman confronts him, saying he has no right to call Yan Yuan captain. Suddenly, the brute appears and throws the other traitor to the ground, begging Yan Yuan for forgiveness. The young man starts to explain, saying the brute tricked them all into abandoning the captain. He reveals that the brute found a monster core and wanted to keep it all for himself. The traitor becomes desperate, begging for a piece of meat so he won't starve. Yan Yuan agrees to give him the meat, but the brown-haired girl doesn't like the idea at all. The traitor smiles in relief, thinking the captain is a good person and doesn't hold grudges. However, Yan Yuan grabs him by the face and says he needs to get hurt first before he gets any meat. Then, with a cold look, the captain adds that he'll give him the meat to eat afterward. The traitor is in shock, asking if the captain is messing with him. Yan Yuan throws him to the ground, saying he holds grudges and doesn't just give his food to anyone. He then throws the meat to the crowd, which rushes forward to grab the pieces desperately. Hiding, the brute watches everything with anger, unable to believe Yan Yuan's luck. The girls organize the distribution of the meat, asking people to calm down and take one piece at a time. Later, they go to a post to register their arrival and get new missions. However, they receive very few supplies, which makes the brown-haired girl angry. The brute shows up with another guy and says the supplies are for the weakest first. The young woman explodes with anger, saying this is personal revenge against them because of what happened. The brute plays innocent, saying he took care of them because Yan Yuan was injured. He then kicks them out of the line, telling them to stop playing the victim and leave. The young woman turns red with rage, ready to jump on the brute for his audacity. But Yan Yuan stops her, telling her to let it go because the other girl is waiting for them. As they leave, the others laugh at them, and one guy even tells the captain to leave the girls behind. The young woman grinds her teeth in anger, saying this is all the brute's fault and his abuse of power. Yan Yuan realizes it's not just him, the others are also treating them strangely. So they split up, with the captain going hunting and the girls taking care of the camp. Meanwhile, the brute watches from afar with an evil smile, planning something bad. The scorching desert sun beats down on everyone, making the day even harder for the survivors. The pink-haired girl prepares a piece of meat on the fire, using a small fan to cook it. Suddenly, a group of men appears and tries to take her meat, telling her to share it with them. She refuses and protects the meat, saying it was very hard for Yan Yuan to get it. The men push her hard to the ground and assault her to try to steal the food. The other survivors see the scene but prefer not to get involved to avoid trouble. The group's leader holds her, telling her to scream for help and see if her brother comes to save her. She manages to grab the monster core and uses it to hit the attacker's face hard. In that same instant, Yan Yuan appears at the entrance of the tent, furious with what he's seeing. The man panics and tells him not to do anything, as taking a life there is against the rules. Without a second thought, Yan Yuan shoots the attacker in the arms and legs, incapacitating him. With one last shot, Yan Yuan finishes the attacker, saying that he brought this on himself. The system informs him that his pistol has gained experience and is now a premium weapon. The other men are scared, shouting that Yan Yuan has just committed a full act. The brown-haired young woman arrives and asks if everyone is okay, seeing the body on the ground. She realizes the man was one of the brute's henchmen, confirming her suspicions. The pink-haired girl cries, blaming herself for Yan Yuan doing that because of her. But the other one consoles her, saying it's not her fault, and that the man got what he deserved. She then tells Yan Yuan that she found out the brute has been spreading rumors about him. The rumors caused many in the camp to turn against the captain and his group. Yan Yuan is shocked to learn that people now want to kick him out of the camp. With an evil smile, he says he'd like to see who has the guts to try and remove him. At that moment, a group of soldiers appears in front of their tent, looking for Yan Yuan. The captain comes out to see what they want, introducing himself in a calm and controlled manner. The group leader introduces himself as Zhang Kai's and says Yan Yuan has violated the camp's rules. The soldiers move in to apprehend the captain, who, along with the girls, prepares for a fight. Yan Yuan pushes the soldiers away, showing he won't give up so easily. The girls stand in front of him, ready to protect him from the approaching soldiers. The brute smiles, telling him not to resist, as the bullets won't show any mercy. The captain shouts that he was only defending himself, as the man stole his things and attacked his friend. Kaze asks if he has proof, and the brute accuses him of slander, denying everything. One of the brute's henchmen makes up a story that they shot first, trying to frame them. The pink-haired girl shows the bruises on her arm, proving she was assaulted by them. But the men accuse her of hurting herself on purpose to frame them, laughing at the situation. Yan Yuan gets angry and tells Kaze that he himself was intimidated by the brute. Kaze doesn't believe the excuses and orders his men to apprehend the captain at once. Yan Yuan shouts that he has one more piece of evidence, leaving everyone surprised by his claim. The brute gets nervous, thinking the captain is just bluffing to buy time. Yan Yuan explains that their meat has a special mark and that they can search the accuser's tent. Kaze hesitates, but Yan Yuan pressures him, saying he has nothing to hide. He stomps hard on the ground, creating a distraction to advance against the soldiers. With his gun in hand, he faces the brute and accuses him of being afraid of the investigation. The brute and his henchmen are terrified by the captain's attitude, not knowing what to do. One of the soldiers finds the stolen meat in the accuser's tent and brings it to Kay's. Yanyon explains that his friend always puts marks on their food, and that they can be found. Upon inspecting the meat, they find a small bird mark on one of the pieces. Kays picks up the meat and asks what that mark is, still suspicious of the story. The brown-haired young woman gets embarrassed and explains that the mark is a swallow. The brute tries to defend himself, saying they made the mark on the meat themselves. The young woman then confronts him, asking why they would put a mark with her name on the food. The brute is speechless, realizing he's been caught in a lie and there's no way out. Kais becomes furious and activates his ability, landing a powerful punch in the brute's stomach. He warns him not to waste any more of his time, leaving the man on the ground in pain. With a final blow, Kais throws him far away and ends the commotion, telling his men to stand down. The brute threatens Yan Yuan, saying he'll get him eventually, but the captain is unfazed. He faces his enemy with a defiant look, ready for whatever comes next. After the commotion, the group returns to the tent, and the brown-haired young woman goes to get a medical kit. She comments that although they resolved the situation, the brute could still cause problems. Yan Yuan agrees and says they need to act according to the circumstances to protect themselves. He then starts to assemble a weapon from some bones, saying it's for her self-defense. The young woman thanks him with sparkling eyes, happy with the gift and the captain's concern. With his ability, Yan Yuan creates a small hand crossbow and gains experience from it. The system congratulates him on the creation and informs him that he has gained 1 experience point. The pink-haired girl is impressed with the weapon, thinking the captain is very cool. He tests the crossbow by shooting an arrow, but the result is a bit disappointing at first. The girls try to hide it, but they find the weapon a bit weak, even though they like the gift. Yan Yuan then uses his ability to enhance the crossbow, and it gets a new look. The weapon's experience reaches its maximum, allowing him to upgrade it to the next level. With a smile, the captain shows off the new version of the crossbow, now much more powerful and stylish. He hands the weapon to the brown-haired young woman, saying it should be better now. She tests the new crossbow, now much more confident and prepared for any danger that may arise. With a powerful shot, the arrow travels far and hits the ground with force, creating a crater. The brown-haired young woman is amazed by the weapon's power, hardly believing the result. She thanks the captain for the incredible gift, and the pink-haired girl asks for a weapon too. Yan Yuan smiles and says everyone will get their weapons, as he now has a new way to gain experience. Later, they return to the mission post to get a new job and continue their journey. The brute greets them with a mocking smile, asking what they want there. Yan Yuan says they've completed the mission and want a new one, but the brute has other plans. He sends them to a dangerous place full of giant wolves, trying to get rid of them. The brown-haired young woman gets angry, but the brute says they need a group for better missions. She then tries to recruit other survivors, saying that Yan Yuan has a super ability. But everyone is afraid to join them, thinking they might be used as bait. An older man says that no one will risk their life to join someone who has taken a life. The girls try to defend him, saying he was framed, but no one believes them. The brute laughs at the situation, saying no one wants to join the captain's group. Yan Yuan gets angry and stomps hard on the table, knocking the brute to the ground. He points the gun at his enemy's face, who is terrified with the barrel aimed at his forehead. The captain says that strength is what matters in this world, and that he has a pistol with infinite ammo. He then makes an offer, saying that whoever wants to join him should meet him by the well. The other survivors are interested in the proposal, thinking about the possibility of having a powerful weapon. The brute is devastated, unable to believe he got beat up again and couldn't get his revenge. While working hard under the sun, the brown-haired young woman complains about the heat in the task. Suddenly, the pink-haired girl feels something strange and her eyes glow intensely. She warns Yan Yuan that something is wrong, sensing a strange presence approaching. The captain and the other young woman don't see anything but stay alert to the girl's warning. The ground starts to shake and a giant shadow appears, startling the group with its arrival. A huge stone golem appears in front of them, ready to attack with everything it has. Yan Yuan wonders how that's possible, since stone monsters don't usually move. He and the girls dodge a golem's first attack, which shatters the ground with a punch. The captain draws his weapon and prepares for battle, facing the stone monster. He shoots at the golem several times, but the bullets seem to have no effect on the creature. The monster becomes even more furious with the attacks and prepares to counterattack. Yan Yuan warns the girls that normal bullets don't work against the stone golem. The golem attacks with its giant arm, and the captain barely manages to dodge the blow. He tells the girls to hide while he distracts the giant creature. The captain shoots to get the golem's attention, yelling for it to come at him. The stone monster turns and launches several pieces of its body like projectiles. Yan Yuan dodges the attacks, jumping between the rocks flying in his direction. He realizes he can't defeat the golem but can gain experience from the fight. While dodging, one of the projectiles hits his leg, injuring him and throwing him off balance. He falls to the ground and laments not being able to enhance his pistol to become stronger. The brown-haired young woman notices the other girl isn't well and tells her to help Yan Yuan. She says she won't leave the captain alone and grabs the crossbow to help him in battle. With the weapon in hand, she prepares to test the power of the crossbow Yan Yuan made. She fires a powerful arrow that flies at high speed toward the stone golem. The arrow hits the monster squarely but only manages to scratch its stone surface. The golem seems to have taken no damage from the attack, leaving the young woman frustrated. She becomes desperate upon seeing that the weapon isn't strong enough to harm the creature. The golem then unleashes a devastating attack, throwing rocks everywhere. The two girls are hit and fall to the ground, unable to defend themselves from the attack. Yahello shoots to gain experience, but his weapon jams in the middle of the battle. He panics when he sees his pistol has jammed at the worst possible moment. The captain tries to fix the weapon quickly as the golem approaches menacingly. As he fiddles with the pistol, he gains the necessary experience to level up. With the new level, Yahello is able to enhance his weapon and now has a chance to win. The golem traps the two girls with its stone arms, leaving them immobilized. Yahello uses the time they bought him to finish enhancing his weapon. He realizes the pistol has become much more powerful after the system upgrade. With the new weapon, he shoots at the golem's weak points, shattering its joints. The stone monster starts to fall apart from the powerful shots of the enhanced pistol. The golem is weakened and vulnerable, giving Yan the perfect opportunity to attack. Yahello knows that breaking the golem isn't enough as it can regenerate. The girls watch the monster rebuild itself, worried about the enemy's strength. With her glowing eyes, the pink-haired girl can see the golem's weak point. She yells for Yahello to shoot the creature's core to defeat it for good. The captain focuses his energy on the pistol and aims at the monster's glowing core. He fires a direct shot that hits the core dead-on, causing a huge explosion. The impact of the shot shatters the core, and the golem's body begins to crumble. The monster's energy dissipates and its stone pieces fall everywhere. The golem is finally defeated, and its remains are scattered across the dusty ground. Yahello breathes a sigh of relief, happy to have won the difficult battle against the golem. Among the rubble, he finds the monster's core, a bright and powerful sphere. He picks up the core and discovers he can trade it for 3 months of supplies for 2 people. The brown-haired young woman asks how the other one knew where the golem's core was. Yahello offers the core to the pink-haired girl, thanking her for a crucial help. Meanwhile, the brute watches from afar, furious that Yahello survived again. He draws a weapon and prepares to attack the captain, determined to eliminate him once and for all. The pink-haired girl senses the danger again, her eyes glowing with a green light. She pushes Yahello away, putting herself in front of him to protect him from the shot. The bullet hits the girl squarely, and she cries out in pain from the impact of the surprise attack. Yahello falls to the ground, shocked to see his friend get hit in his place. The brown-haired young woman runs to help her injured friend, worried about her condition. Yahello gets up furious, ready to return the attack and avenge his friend. He locates the shooter in a watchtower, preparing to go after him. With a direct shot, Yahello destroys the brute's weapon, preventing another attack. The brute is shocked to see his weapon destroyed by the captain's shot. With a look of pure hatred, Yahello faces the enemy, ready to settle the score. He advances toward the tower, and the brute is terrified to see him approaching. The brute can't believe he was discovered, even though he was so far away and hidden. Yahello hits the enemy's arm, injuring him and making him cry out in pain. The brute tries to apologize, saying he just wanted to help with the stone monster. The captain looks at him with contempt, asking how he knew they were fighting there. Without mercy, Yahello shoots the brute in the legs, making him fall to the ground. The brute shouts that he can't take him out, as it's against the law of the end of the world. Yahello shoots the enemy's hand, making him scream in pain from the severe injury. The brute screams in pain, his hand completely destroyed by the powerful shot. The captain says he attacked first and that he won't take his life, but he will make him suffer. The brute begs for forgiveness, but Yahello shows no compassion. He shoves a stake into the enemy's arm, injuring him further and tormenting him. With a powerful kick, Yahello finishes off the brute, leaving him severely injured. The enemy is left on the ground, completely defeated and suffering from his injuries. The golem's remains fall on the brute, crushing him and finishing him off for good. The stone monster swallows him with its debris, ending the threat once and for all. The girls are frightened by the scene, but relieved to be rid of the enemy. Night falls and the starry sky illuminates the camp devastated by the battle. The group gathers around a fire, tending to their wounds and resting. The brown-haired young woman asks her friend what power she awakened during the fight. The pink-haired girl says she doesn't know, but she felt a strange energy during the battle. They try to guess what her ability is, perhaps enhanced perception. The girls hug Yahello, happy to have such a strong protector by their side. The brown-haired young woman boasts about her own perception, which is stronger than a normal human's. She thinks to herself that she also wishes she had awakened a special ability. Yahello praises her, saying her crossbow is powerful enough to take down a monster. He then says he can enhance her weapon, making her excited about the possibility. The captain starts making new arrows, gaining experience with each one he creates. He explains that he needs to level up to enhance items, and crafting things helps with that. The brown-haired young woman is surprised by the captain's enhancement method. With the accumulated experience, Yahello manages to level up once more. He feels stronger, and his wounds start to heal faster with the new level. The captain asks for the crossbow back, ready to enhance it and make it even more powerful. He notices the weapon already has accumulated experience, which makes the enhancement easier. With the enhanced crossbow, the range increases to 120 meters, leaving Yahello unsatisfied. He tests the new weapon, firing an arrow that flies with incredible force. The arrow hits a rock and completely shatters it, showing the power of the enhanced crossbow. The girls are impressed, and Yahello says they no longer need to fear the golem. The brown-haired young woman thanks him with a hug, promising never to disappoint him. Yahello also gives a crossbow to the pink-haired girl so she can defend herself. Suddenly, the pink-haired girl feels something strange, and her eyes glow again. She warns that someone is approaching, and the group goes on high alert. They see a man approaching, and Yan Yuan recognizes him as one of the traitors. The traitor is hit by an arrow and falls to the ground, finished off by the surprise attack. The man falls lifeless, surprised by the unexpected attack from Yan Yuan's group. The girls are frightened by the scene, realizing the man was an ability user. Yan Yuan says that if it weren't for their friend, they would be in trouble now. He senses that something is happening, feeling a strange change in the air. A patrol of soldiers appears, finding the traitor's body on the ground. The patrol leader asks who is responsible for what happened there. Yan Yuan steps forward and takes responsibility, explaining it was in self-defense. One of the soldiers doubts the story, accusing Yan Yuan of attacking first. The pink-haired girl defends the captain, saying he's not lying about what happened. A man in a mask analyzes the wound and notices the weapon used was not ordinary. The masked man concludes that Yan Yuan is a valuable asset to the camp. He says it makes no sense to punish him over a single downed man. The masked man tells the soldier to let them go, ending the investigation. He finds the traitor's knife on the ground, confirming Yan Yuan's story. The soldier says that rule breakers must perish, and the patrol withdraws from the area. Yan Yuan agrees to bury the traitor's body, closing the matter for good. The masked man observes the group from afar, interested in their abilities. Yan Yuan stares at the masked man, sensing he's a dangerous person. He says they survived thanks to their friend, and that they need better armor. The girls agree, knowing they can't rely on others to protect them. They start digging a grave for the traitor, working together on the task. The girls complain about the hard work, tired of digging under the scorching sun. Yan Yuan also complains about the effort, saying that digging a grave is very tiring. He notices the camp is being built quickly, transforming into a fortress. The captain is annoyed by the speed of construction, impressed with the efficiency. The brown-haired young woman assumes they have Earth ability users. Yan Yuan eats a piece of meat, thinking the military plans to stay for a long time. The girls get excited about the idea of finding a safe place to live. The pink-haired one eats a little, worried she can't help the group. Yan Yuan reassures her, saying that in the future, they won't have problems with food. The brown-haired young woman comforts her, saying the captain has never lied to them. The pink-haired girl happily eats the meat, relieved by the captain's words. Yan Yuan says he needs to trade for something at the military camp, making the girls curious. He stares at the fortress, still suspicious about the safety of the place. The next day, they are surprised to see that the fortress has gained another floor. The group is stopped by guards at the entrance, who ask what they want there. The guard explains that they are creating a safe zone and that they can join them. Yan Yuan refuses the offer, worried about the secret of his system and the safety of the place. He shows the monster core, saying he wants to trade it for something specific. The guard asks what he wants in return, and Yan Yuan shows him the core. He says he wants a portable safe house, surprising the girls with the request. Yan Yuan explains that their defense is weak and that a safe house is necessary. The guard says the core isn't enough, but Yan Yuan offers it as a down payment. He leads them inside the fortress so they can make their special request. Inside the base, they see several workers building advanced equipment. Yan Yuan is shocked to see the military's technology, wondering how many secrets they have. The guard takes them to the head of development so they can make their request. The leader turns around and Yan Yuan recognizes him as the masked man who investigated them. He is surprised to discover the man's identity, whose name is Chen Shi. Chen Shi greets him and Yan Yuan asks for a portable shelter, shaking his hand. Chen Shi asks what kind of shelter he wants, interested in the proposal. Yan Yuan describes a luxurious house that transforms into a portable box. The group laughs at the idea, finding the request a bit exaggerated and funny. Chen Shi asks how much he thinks a shelter like that would cost to build. The workers laugh, saying they are a technology factory, not a miracle factory. The girls are embarrassed, thinking the captain is showing off with his request. The brown-haired young woman gets annoyed, telling him not to exaggerate so much. Chen Shi tells everyone to be quiet and prepare to test the equipment. He shows a device that projects different materials and sizes of shelters. The device shows several options, and Chen Shi asks which one he wants. Yan Yuan specifies a simple shelter for 5 people, with ventilation and camouflage. Chen Shi says the price will be high and that he will need at least 100 cores. He whispers that the safe zone would be a better and cheaper option for him. The girls are shocked by the price, saying it's too expensive for them. Yan Yuan ignores the warnings and asks how long it will take to build the shelter. He tells Chen Shi to bring 10 cores by nightfall as part of the payment. Yan Yuan asks if he can trade the core for something of equivalent value. Chen Shi agrees and suggests 100 kilograms of monster meat as an alternative. He asks one of his men to write down Yan Yuan's information for the contract. Yan Yuan signs the contract, making the agreement for the shelter's construction official. With a confident smile, Yan Yuan says he will feel the power of the new shelter. The group ventures into a dark forest in search of monster meat for the payment. Yan Yuan asks if his friend feels the presence of any monsters nearby. She apologizes for not being useful, but the captain comforts her, saying she is trying her best. Suddenly, the pink-haired girl senses a strange presence, and her eyes glow. She warns the captain about the roots, and he prepares to shoot at the target. Yan Yuan shoots at a hidden monster, but the creature manages to escape the shot. The monster's energy flees and hides in another tree, trying to escape. The captain doesn't give up and goes after the creature, determined not to let it get away. He shoots again, hitting the tree and revealing the hidden monster. The girls celebrate the victory, impressed by the captain's skill. The brown-haired young woman finds the monster, which looks like a common tree. The pink-haired one uses her ability to find the core of the plant monster. They find the core, and the brown-haired young woman is surprised by its size. Yan Yuan praises his friend, and she promises to try harder to be more useful. The pink-haired girl cries with happiness, glad she can finally help. But her eyes glow again, sensing a new threat approaching. A giant three-eyed bird appears in the sky, ready to attack the group. Yan Yuan reacts quickly and shoots at the bird, trying to defend against the attack. The shots hit the monster but aren't enough to bring it down for good. The bird is very fast, and Yan Yuan has trouble hitting it with his shots. He feels a sharp pain and realizes his old wound has opened up from the effort. The winged monster prepares to attack, and Yan Yuan waits for the right moment to shoot. He fires several shots, hitting the bird's wings and knocking it off balance in the air. The monster falls to the ground, wounded by the shots and unable to fly again. Yan Yuan moves in to finish the creature, his body enveloped in an electric aura. With a powerful shot, he hits the bird dead on, causing a huge explosion. The girls watch from a distance, worried about the captain and the intensity of the battle. They are impressed by the power of the pistol, which defeated the giant monster. Yan Yuan's weapon evolves into the King of Pistols, with a range of 150 meters. He feels the power of the new weapon, but also the pain from his wound reopened by the recoil. The girls run to help him, worried about his injury and the strain of the fight. The brown-haired young woman warns that the bird has fled, and they need to go after it. Suddenly, a group of survivors appears, saying they saw the bird first. The pink-haired girl prepares to fight, protecting her group from the intruders. The brown-haired young woman asks if they want to steal their prize. The group's leader, Lin Chuan, faces Yan Yuan with a challenging look. Lin Chuan's group approaches, ready to take the monster for themselves. One of Lin Chuan's men says it's been a while since he's eaten meat from a strong monster. Another man scolds him, saying they should trade the meat with the military. The strong man in the group says they have more people and don't need to be afraid. But Lin Chuan stops him, saying the prize is theirs and they shouldn't pick a fight. He acknowledges that they couldn't have taken down the bird with just one shot. Yan Yuan asks for Lin Chuan's group's help, and the brown-haired young woman is confused. Lin Chuan asks what they need help with, curious about the proposal. The captain offers 5 kilograms of meat if they help him carry the bird. Lin Chuan makes a counteroffer, asking for 50 kilograms of meat for their help. Yan Yuan negotiates, offering a maximum of 7.5 kilograms of meat for their help. They strike a deal, and Yan Yuan says he will take care of any monster in their way. Lin Chuan introduces himself and asks for the captain's name, sealing the partnership. Yan Yuan introduces himself and the two leaders shake hands, forming an alliance. Lin Chuan organizes his group, dividing them into 3 teams to carry the monster. Lin Chuan's group carries the giant bird through the dark forest. Yan Yuan warns the girls to be careful, as he doesn't trust the other group. Suddenly, several zombie-like monsters appear, surrounding the group. Yan Yuan prepares for battle, facing the new threat with determination. Lin Chuan gets angry, saying no one has ever dared to steal his prize. A new group of survivors appears, demanding they leave the bird behind. Lin Chuan backs down, realizing the new group has at least 3 ability users. An explosion occurs and Lin Chuan is surprised by the new group's power. One of Lin Chuan's men gets furious with the attack, ready to fight back. Yan Yuan warns them not to get any closer, or the next shot will be their last. Lin Chuan is impressed by the power of the captain's weapon, analyzing the situation. He realizes Yan Yuan's ability increases the power of his weapon. Lin Chuan's group realizes the captain's strength comes from his powerful pistol. One of the women in the new group uses an ability to make the ground shake. The girls are frightened by the tremor, wondering what kind of power it is. They worry about Yan Yuan, who is in the middle of the commotion. He warns them not to use their weapons, trying to avoid a bigger battle. The new group advances to attack, and one of them uses a powerful punch ability. The strong man from Lin Chuan's group moves in to steal Yan Yuan's pistol. Yan Yuan notices the enemy's intention and prepares for the confrontation. Suddenly, a giant monster emerges from the ground, surprising everyone. The new group has summoned a monster to attack, and Lin Chuan's group flees. The girls are terrified by the giant creature, not knowing what to do. The leader of the new group scoffs, asking if Yan Yuan is scared. He shoots the monster's core, which explodes in a large fireball. With a smile, Yan Yuan asks who's scared now, facing the enemy. The woman from the new group grabs the monster's core and flees, leaving everyone behind. The leader of the new group sends his men after her, furious about the betrayal. The group is speechless, shocked by the audacity of the woman who fled. They return to the military base, bringing the giant bird's body with them. One of the base's employees is startled by the size of the monster they brought. Yan Yuan says he brought the rest of the payment for his safe house, with a smile. The bird's body is processed and they discover it has 3 kilograms of meat and 1 core. The meat is separated, totaling 70 kilograms and 47 monster cores. The feathers and bones are considered materials, totaling 87 cores. The brown-haired young woman is excited about the number of cores they got. Lin Chuan is envious, wishing he'd gotten the monster for himself. Yan Yuan asks for 10 kilograms of meat for Lin Chuan as part of their deal. He then asks for another 15 kilograms of meat for his group and the rest in cores. They receive 82 cores in the meat, grateful for the trade. Lin Chuan says goodbye, saying he hopes to meet them again in the future. Yan Yuan reflects on the need to collaborate with other people in the future. They go to the mechanic shop to check on the progress of their safe house. Yan Yuan asks Chen Shi if they have finished building his portable house. Chen Shi says they need 2 more hours and asks if he wants to add anything else. Yan Yuan asks for a full suit of armor with a strength system and integrated weapons. With an evil smile, he challenges the engineers to create something powerful. Chen Shi says he can make a flying suit of armor for 1 million cores. Chen Shi explains they are still researching strength armors and that something is missing. He gets annoyed with one of his men, saying he knows what he can and cannot say. Chen Shi reveals that the armor lacks the power to function quickly and efficiently. Yang Yuan gets excited and asks how big and heavy the armor is. Chen Shi says the latest version weighs 1 ton and is 2.5 meters tall. He shows the armor's design, which is huge and requires a lot of energy. Yang Yuan asks if it's possible to reduce the weight using common materials. Chen Shi explains that removing the protection modules could reduce the weight by 100 kilograms. He says that even with a lot of money, it wouldn't be possible to do what Yang Yuan wants. Yang Yuan insists, saying he wants the armor and that 1,000 cores is what he can pay. He asks them to replace the armor with something cheaper that looks real. The workers agree to make the armor, even knowing it might break quickly. One of the men asks if Yang Yuan wants to steal their technology suspiciously. The workers laugh at the idea of a car mechanic building a strength armor. Yang Yuan suggests they take a shower and buy new clothes while they wait. The girls worry about the request, thinking he might regret it. He reassures them, saying he knows what he's doing and follows Chen Shi. Chen Shi asks him to step onto a platform to scan his physical data. Yang Yuan steps onto the platform, and the machine begins to scan his body. The machine starts building the armor quickly, leaving Yang Yuan surprised. Yang Yuan asks to assemble the armor himself to learn how it works. Chen Shi agrees but charges 60 cores for the assembly lessons. Yang Yuan jokes that he's going to steal the technology, and Chen Shi scolds him with a look. He apologizes and gets ready to start learning how to assemble the armor. Meanwhile, the girls finally get to take a shower and relax a bit. The hot water from the shower is a luxury they haven't had in a long time. The pink-haired girl enjoys the shower, happy to finally feel clean. She offers to help her friend wash her back, and the two enjoy the moment. The brown-haired young woman becomes thoughtful, worried about their future and finances. She worries about the money Yang Yuan is spending and what will happen next. Her friend cheers her up, saying the important thing is that the captain is happy and safe. She says that if anyone laughs at Yang Yuan, they will defend him tooth and nail. A message arrives informing them that the armor is ready and they should head back. They run to the lab, eager to see the captain's new armor. The girls arrive at the lab ready to defend Yang Yuan from anyone. A bright light shines, and the armor begins to assemble in front of them. The armor pieces fit together, forming an imposing and powerful structure. Yang Yuan puts on the armor, and the girls are impressed by the suit's beauty. The armor has thrusters on its back, allowing him to fly and move quickly. He's a little clumsy with the helmet, but the armor is ready for action. He tries to take a step, but the armor is too fragile and shatters. The armor pieces scatter across the floor, and Yang Yuan falls awkwardly. The girls and Chen Shi scream in alarm, worried about the captain. Chen Shi helps him up, saying the ventilation system was damaged. The workers laugh, saying the armor is a useless plastic toy. The pink-haired girl gets angry, saying it's none of their business. Yang Yuan calms her down, saying they're right and that he wasn't hurt. He admits the armor looks like a toy but says it has a special function. The armor increases experience every minute, which makes him very excited. Chen Shi explains it's not a common toy and shows him the energy converter. He says the converter needs to be replaced every 24 hours and uses a lot of energy. Yang Yuan thanks Chen Shi, saying he hopes to collaborate with him in the future. Nearby, a woman celebrates having awakened a special ability. She and her group celebrate, happy to have another genius among them. Yang Yuan walks past them in his armor and asks what that place is. The man explains that it's the awakening site and that it costs 10 cores per person. He hands 10 cores to the man, wanting his friend to awaken as well. Yang Yuan calls the brown-haired young woman, ready to invest in her. He says he doesn't want ordinary people in his group and that she needs to be useful. The girls are shocked by the cruelty of his words, but he's just kidding. The brown-haired young woman thanks him, embarrassed by the captain's gesture. Yang Yuan says that without her, he would have been gone a long time ago, showing his appreciation. She prepares for the awakening, determined to become stronger for the group. The young woman steps onto the platform, and her friends wish her luck in the process. A purple energy envelopes her, and the awakening process begins, causing her pain. She endures the pain, determined not to make Yang Yuan pay for her again. The young woman screams in pain as the awakening energy transforms her from within. A strange shadow envelops her, revealing the nature of her new ability. She faints after the process, and Yang Yuan catches her in his arms, worried. The young woman asks him to take off the armor, and he's confused by the request. He wonders why, and the armor starts to disassemble on its own. Yang Yuan gets scared, thinking she wants to get revenge on him in front of everyone. She places her hand on his wound, and a green light begins to shine. He feels a gentle touch, and the pain from his wound starts to disappear. The young woman reveals that one of her abilities is healing, and his wound closes. She explains that she can restore life, bring an end, and turn the ideal into a flaw. But her ability is limited and cannot heal very serious injuries. Yang Yuan asks if the sanctuary can detect already awakened abilities. He tells the pink-haired girl to try to awaken her ability as well. She steps onto the platform and a blue aura envelopes her, starting the process. Yang Yuan asks what happened, but the pink-haired girl doesn't know how to answer. She gets embarrassed and reveals she can't read, leaving everyone surprised. Yang Yuan remembers she was born after the apocalypse, so it's normal for her not to know how to read. The girl says she can draw what she saw, trying to be useful somehow. Her friend consoles her, and Yang Yuan takes off the armor so it won't interfere with the check. He decides to test the awakening on himself, hoping his ability is enhancement. If his ability is an enhancement talent, everything will be fine for the group. He feels intense pain and a dark energy envelops him during the process. A system screen appears in his eye, showing information about his ability. The screen reveals his ability is a conceptual type, but gives no further details. Yuan is confused, wondering why there's no information about his ability. He floats in the air, and the awakening process ends, leaving him disoriented. Yuan falls into his friend's arms, who holds him, worried about his condition. The brown-haired young woman asks if the test failed, but he says it's a conceptual ability. She asks about her friend's ability, and Yuan says it's a rule type. The pink-haired girl draws the information she saw, and they discover her ability. Her friend is impressed with the girl's photographic memory, as she remembers everything. Yuan praises her, saying she is very strong, and the girl is happy with the compliment. He thinks about her story, how she lost her parents at age 5 and lived through the apocalypse. Yuan wonders if the awakening of these abilities is a consequence of life in the apocalypse. The brown-haired young woman says her friend's ability is great for defense. The girls hug Yuan, happy to have become stronger together. Yuan tells them to go get their safe house before it gets dark. They see several survivors being kicked out of the camp for not joining the safe zone. With his armor, Yuan and the girls go out to find a place for their house. He notices that the atmosphere outside the safe zone is becoming more tense. A group of survivors sees them, and Yuan recognizes Lin Chuan among them. Lin Chuan invites him to join his group, but Yuan refuses. He says he prefers to be on his own, thanking him for the invitation. Yuan says there are many people who don't want to go to the safe zone. The pink-haired girl spots a tree, suggesting they set up the house there. The captain checks the location and agrees it's perfect for setting up the house. He activates the device and the safe house box begins to transform. The box expands, forming a large and sturdy structure in front of them. The walls rise and the house begins to take shape, impressing everyone. Yuan explains that this is the initial module and they need to assemble it. The girls say they will prepare dinner and leave the assembly to him. He assures them he can handle it and starts assembling the house by himself. As he works, he gains experience from the assembly, and the girls prepare food. Yuan finishes the assembly, but the house looks like a public restroom, which disappoints him. The girls are excited to explore the new house, happy with their home. Yuan explains that the house is simple, with 3 rooms and a solar battery. They settle into the bed, happy to finally have a place to sleep. The system informs him that the house can be enhanced, and Yuan gets excited. The pink-haired girl stops her friend from getting on the bed with dirty clothes. Yuan tries to intervene, but it's too late, and the two run off to shower. He decides to stand guard during the night, protecting his friends while they sleep. Yuan thinks that now that they have a house, they deserve a rest. His exoskeleton's experience reaches its maximum, and he can enhance it. With the upgrade, the armor becomes lighter and more resistant, ready for battle. The armor can now be used for protection but is not recommended for fighting. Yuan feels lighter with the enhanced armor, happy with the result. He discovers a built-in radar system that can scan the environment. The radar shows a map of the area, revealing useful information for the group. He wonders what a red dot on the radar is, intrigued by the signal. The radar image suddenly disappears, leaving Yuan confused about what he saw. He wonders if it was a nocturnal monster or just a system glitch. Meanwhile, in a surveillance room, the military monitors the situation. One of the operators reports to the general, showing images of an aerial attack. A satellite image shows a large explosion indicating an intense battle. A giant phantom monster appears, engulfed in flames and ready for destruction. General Hu Sais is startled to see the creature, recognizing it as a phantom. Lieutenant Colonel Liang Xiong informs him that the phantom is 700 meters from the base. Major Zhou suggests they abandon the base, concerned about safety. A mysterious man says this is just the beginning and that they shouldn't run. He says that despite everything, they need to prepare for the approaching battle. Commander Feng Cheng orders them to gather all their custom-made coolers. The sun rises, illuminating the fortress and setting the stage for a new day. The girls wake up, stretching and ready to start another day. Yuan realizes his safe house's experience has reached its maximum. He gets excited about the possibility of enhancing the house, ready for action. The pink-haired girl asks what he's doing, curious about his excitement. Yuan says he dreamed of a rice harvest, and the girl laughs at the story. He decides to enhance the house, using his ability to improve the structure. The ground begins to glow, and the house is enveloped in an intense blue light. The girls are startled by the tremor, and the house begins to transform. The house becomes more beautiful, stronger, and more spacious, impressing everyone. The house now has a camouflaged appearance, blending in with the environment. Yuan is satisfied with the result, happy that it no longer looks like a restroom. He wonders if his request for an integrated house was also fulfilled. The girls complain about the heat, which seems to have reached 70 degrees. Yuan realizes the weather is getting hotter, and the girls worry. He says they need to prepare to go to the safe zone and buy supplies. With everything packed up, Yuan says he can now make a miracle happen. He presses a button on the house wall, and the structure begins to transform. The house folds up and turns into a portable box, surprising everyone. The girls are impressed by the transformation, thinking the house is incredible. Yuan picks up the box, which now weighs only 20 kilograms and is easy to carry. They wonder how he managed to do that, and he says it's like in a movie. He suggests they split up to save time and buy supplies. At the base, several people gather to get a mission to assemble coolers. Yuan joins the crowd, determined to get the mission to gain experience. The man in charge explains that each part has a serial number and must be assembled in order. Yuan picks up a box of parts, realizing the army is also concerned. He examines the parts, ready to start assembling and gain more experience. He starts working, assembling the parts with skill and precision. By assembling the cooler, he gains 1 personal experience point. He gets excited about how easy it is to gain experience and keeps working. Yan Yuan works non-stop assembling coolers and accumulating experience. Exhausted, he finally finishes the job, tired but satisfied with the result. He is happy with the experience gained, knowing the effort was worth it. With the accumulated experience, he manages to level up to 6. He rests for a bit, enjoying the calm before continuing his journey. Yan Yuan is disappointed to have only gone up 3 levels, but he notices a change. He leans on a wooden pillar, which breaks under his increased strength. He realizes his strength has greatly increased with the new levels, surprised. The girls find him, and he turns to them with a new haircut. They bring water and supplies, ready to continue the journey with him. He notices his vision and reaction time have also improved, feeling more confident. The girls say they bought a lot of water and got a cooler as a gift. Yan Yuan asks for his friend's pistol, saying he will fix it for her. He uses his ability to repair the weapon, gaining experience in the process. He asks for the other friend's crossbow, ready to enhance it as well. The pink-haired girl hands over the weapon, proud to have trained with it. Yan Yuan enhances the crossbow to level 5, increasing its range and power. He is happy with the amount of experience he gained from the upgrades. Suddenly, an alarm sounds warning that monsters are 6 kilometers away. The survivors panic at the news, running to protect themselves. They shout that the monsters are coming, and they need to grab their things. Yan Yuan tells the girls to follow him, ready to face the new threat. The soldiers and survivors run desperately, trying to escape the monster horde. Yan Yuan notices the soldiers are dismantling the cannons from the fortress. The soldiers prepare for battle, shouting that they won't let the monsters pass. With the order to fire, the soldiers shoot the cannons at the approaching horde. A large explosion hits the horde, but it's not enough to stop their advance. Yan Yuan's group comes across a giant wolf, taken down by the explosion. He realizes a wave of monsters is attacking the base, and the situation is serious. In the control room, the military watches the battle with concern and tension. A soldier informs the commander that the evacuation hasn't started yet and the wave has already arrived. The commander laments that ordinary people won't have time to escape the horde. One of the officers suggests using groundwater to fight the monsters. The commander agrees, saying it's time to use the miracle of Tianqiang. The soldiers fire at the horde of wolves, trying to contain the monsters' advance. The cannons fire non-stop, creating a wall of fire against the horde. The survivors are instructed to evacuate while the army protects them. People run desperately, trying to reach the safe zone before it's too late. The commander orders the army to cover the retreat, but to leave the foolish ones behind. He says the enemies aren't just the monsters, and that they need to think about what to do. The commander orders the artillery to divert the monster wave and protect the city. The explosions continue as the soldiers fight bravely to protect the base. Yan Yuan and the others flee the horde, following the soldiers to the safe zone. He notices the soldiers are dismantling the cannons but doesn't understand why. The soldiers prepare for battle, determined to protect the city wall. They fire the cannons, creating a barrier of fire against the monsters. A large explosion hits the horde, but it's not enough to stop them. Yan Yuan's group encounters a phantom wolf, and he prepares to fight. He realizes a wave of monsters is attacking, and the situation is critical. His armor's radar detects the wolves' approach, showing their location. He identifies the monsters as 2-headed phantom wolves, danger level D. Yan Yuan shoots at the wolves, using his armor to protect himself from their attacks. The other survivors are impressed by his skill and the power of his weapon. They wonder what kind of ability he has to be so strong. Yan Yuan explains that his armor's radar detects enemies up to 100 meters away. The pink-haired girl is amazed by the armor's capabilities. Suddenly, underground monsters appear, attacking the group by surprise. A giant worm with sharp teeth emerges from the ground, ready to attack. The survivors panic when they see the underground creatures. A man is captured by one of the worms, screaming for help. Yan Yuan shoots at the worms, saving the survivors from the deadly attack. They thank him for his help but realize they need to flee as quickly as possible. The pink-haired girl is attacked by an underground creature but manages to escape. Yan Yuan activates his armor's thrusters, preparing for aerial combat. He flies through the skies, dodging the monsters' attacks and preparing to fight back. Yan Yuan shoots at the monsters, using his mobility to attack from various angles. The pink-haired girl finds a monster core and is excited about the discovery. A woman from the other group steals the core and flees, leaving everyone behind. She uses a balloon ability to float and escape with the stolen core. Lin Xuan's group captures her, and she is forced to return the core. They make a deal with Yan Yuan to lure the monsters while he eliminates them. Yan Yuan agrees to the plan, and the pink-haired girl holds the core carefully. Lin Xuan's group lures the monsters while Yan Yuan prepares to attack. He fires his enhanced weapon, eliminating the monsters with powerful shots. With his armor and weapon, he defeats the monster horde, gaining experience. The pink-haired girl praises the captain, impressed by his strength and skill. But the battle is not over yet, and more monsters appear, surrounding the group. Yan Yuan realizes they are in a monster nest and need to escape. He tells the girls to grab the core and prepare for retreat. Suddenly, a creature with crystal eyes appears, interested in the core. The creature steals the core, and Yan Yuan is happy to gain more experience for his pistol. He enhances his weapon once more, ready to face the new threat. Yan Yuan shoots at the creature with his enhanced pistol, ready for combat. The blonde woman screams when she sees the power of the shot, which destroys the monster. The others are shocked by the weapon's strength, and the blonde woman falls to the ground. Yan Yuan warns them not to touch his people, satisfied with his pistol's power. The group apologizes and flees, leaving the blonde woman behind with the cores. She shows off the cores she stole, impressed by their quantity and shine. They introduce themselves as a team of 3, and the woman thanks him for letting her go. The brown-haired young woman complains about the heat, saying they need to get out of there. Yanyuan agrees and they prepare to continue their journey, ready to leave. Suddenly, the pink-haired girl faints, collapsing on the ground from the heat. Yanyuan runs to help her, worried about her condition. He holds her in his arms, telling her to hang on, and her friend offers water. The brown-haired young woman worries about dehydration, and Yanyuan refuses the water. He says they need to save water and that she'll be fine with some rest. Her friend despairs, saying they can't go on like this, or they'll all be done for. She remembers the cooler they received, which can lower the water's temperature. Yanyuan asks where the cooler is, and she says it's in her backpack. He realizes the device has accumulated a lot of experience because of his work. He enhances the cooler, ready to use its new function to save his friend. The cooler can now lower the water temperature in a 10-kilometer radius. Yanyuan uses the enhanced cooler, ready to save his friends. The device can now lower the temperature in a 3-kilometer radius. The girls are impressed by the cooler's power, feeling the relief. They feel cooler, and the pink-haired girl recovers from the heat. Yanyuan says he improved the device a little, and his friend doubts him. The girls hug him, happy with the relief and impressed by his ability. He gets embarrassed by the hug, feeling the warmth of their bodies. They decide to rest for a bit, enjoying the area cooled by the device. Suddenly, they see a group of people running from the safe zone. The people are enveloped in a blue mist, running at high speed. Yanyuan realizes the mist is the cause of their speed, and that it's something dangerous. The brown-haired young woman wishes she had something similar to increase her speed. She tries to create a small flame, but the intense heat burns her. She complains about the 70-degree heat, saying she almost got burned. She uses her healing ability to create a sphere of water, but it evaporates. The other survivors mock her, saying she's going to suffer from dehydration. Yanyuan's group watches the scene, feeling sorry for the other survivors. The survivors run toward them, and Yanyuan prepares for whatever comes. They sit inside the cooled area, and the internal temperature is 15 degrees. The girls complain about the cold, but Yanyuan says the water outside will evaporate. They sit in the shade, enjoying the area cooled by the device. The brown-haired young woman suggests using the cooler's condenser to collect water. She uses a hammer to carve a hole in the rock, creating a smooth surface. With a strong blow, she prepares the spot for water collection. She places the cooler on the rock, explaining that it will collect moisture from the air. She gets confused when she doesn't see Yanyuan, wondering where he went. He appears from a hole, saying he was digging to help. Yanyuan brings firewood, and his friend asks if it's for a fire. He starts carving the wood, saying he's going to train his hands. The girls watch him, and one of them offers to keep watch while he trains. He realizes the cooler has already reached level 7 and decides to enhance it. Night falls and the moon illuminates the starry desert sky. In the safe zone, people conserve water, following the base's rules. A woman slips and falls, knocking boxes of supplies to the ground. Her friend runs to help her, worried about her condition. The woman faints, and the others wonder if it's heat stroke or an awakening. A man shouts for help, saying she has a fever and needs assistance. The others wonder if the military doctors will help an ordinary person. An older man says they only care about their own safety. The woman is carried away on a stretcher, and the man explains there are 2 outcomes for the fever. The military doctors arrive, and people wonder if it's a fire technique. The older man is terrified to see the woman transforming into a monster. The crowd panics, screaming that the woman has turned into a creature. A man who tries to help is brutally attacked by the transformed woman. The woman fully transforms into a fire monster, terrorizing everyone. She roars with fury, showing that transforming into a monster is the only outcome. Yanyuan hears the shots from the safe zone, wondering what's happening. The girls call him, and he turns to see what they want. The brown-haired young woman says their plan needs to change a bit. She points to the cooler, saying it's not working properly. The temperature isn't low enough to condense water from the air. She suggests digging a well to find water, but Yanyuan has another idea. He clenches his fist tightly, shattering the rock with his enhanced strength. Yanyuan explains that the earth is cracking and it's not easy to find water. The girls ask what they'll do, and he says they need to wait. He complains that even getting water is a difficult task in this world. Yanyuan says that when he defeats the monsters, they can drink as much as they want. He asks for help finding materials to make a bow and arrows. He says they can't run away and need to strengthen their forces. Yanyuan reveals he wants to go to the safe zone to buy a plane. The girls laugh, asking if a plane can take down monsters. The brown-haired young woman confronts him, saying he's talking nonsense. She tells him to give up the idea, but he insists he's serious. Yanyuan says his abilities will ensure the plan's success and that they will have water. The girls are doubtful but trust the captain to lead them in the plan. He comforts them, telling them to believe in him and that they won't perish from the heat. They agree to follow the plan, trusting in Yanyuan's leadership. The group sets out to find materials, ready for the new mission. Yanyuan explains that the monsters emit light and heat, and that normal people turn to ash. He says the monster they saw isn't the only one, and that there are more of them nearby. People around them can transform into monsters because of the high temperature. To stop the end of the world, they need to defeat the monsters and end the threat. He looks at the sky, knowing they need to act fast before the temperature rises further. Yanyuan realizes he's been wearing the exoskeleton for a while and can enhance it. He gets into the armor, ready to use his ability and make it stronger. The exoskeleton's experience is full, and he enhances it to the next level. With the enhancement, the armor transforms into a lighter, more modern suit. An intense light envelopes Yanyuan, and the armor adapts to his body. The armor is now more compact with pieces on his arms, legs, and torso. The system shows the new design, which is much more agile and powerful than the previous one. The new armor increases his speed and agility, making him stronger. It can also withstand sniper shots and has a radar with a 200-meter range. The system congratulates him, saying he no longer needs to walk around with the old armor. Yahello is happy to see the armor is now real and not a fake. He tests the new radar, which detects a small animal 200 meters away. The radar shows a two-headed rat, and Yahello is impressed with the details. He activates the thrusters, ready to test the new armor's speed and strength. With a powerful leap, he flies through the skies, moving with incredible agility. He lands near the rat, which is startled by his sudden arrival. With a punch, he creates a crater in the ground, showing the armor's strength. Yahello is impressed with the speed of the photon thrusters. He lands hard, creating a large crater in the ground with the impact. The ground shatters from his landing, showing the armor's power. He celebrates the strength and speed of the new armor, happy with the result. He wonders what the system meant by no longer need to walk around with it. Suddenly, the armor begins to disassemble, leaving him confused and scared. The armor transforms into smaller pieces that fit onto his body. He realizes the armor can be compacted, and he no longer needs to carry it. With the compact armor, he flies at high speed, testing the new form. He remembers to change the energy core so he won't run out of power in battle. He inserts a new core into the armor, ensuring he'll have enough energy. Yahello notices the core's energy has increased, surprised by the change. He wonders if the core was also enhanced along with the armor. With a kiss to the armor, he celebrates his new source of infinite energy. The girls catch him and are shocked, thinking he's finally lost his mind. He gets embarrassed and tries to explain, saying it's not what it looks like. One of the girls warns that the safe zone is moving again. She says they were stationary, but now they are preparing to leave. The pink-haired girl has a bad feeling, thinking another wave is coming. Yahello suggests they follow the safe zone group to be more protected. They run to keep up with the group, knowing they need to be fast. He wonders what the mist surrounding them is and if he can buy it. They hide behind a tree, watching the safe zone group. The brown-haired young woman says her strength has increased and she can carry more weight. Yahello offers to carry them if they get tired, encouraging the group. The girls get motivated, determined not to be a burden to the captain. Yahello says the path should be safe since the army has passed through there, but they find a battlefield with bodies and debris everywhere. The pink-haired girl is frightened by the scene, realizing it's a battlefield. Yahello notices that the bodies and weapons have been collected, leaving nothing behind. The brown-haired young woman says the safe zone has many people to feed. Her friend worries, saying they must have faced a powerful monster. Yahello says they need to pick up the pace to catch up with the safe zone group. The girls agree, and they continue their journey with more determination. They follow the group's tracks, which stretch for a long way. They finally spot the safe zone group about a kilometer away. The pink-haired girl tells them to keep their distance so they won't be mistaken for threats. Yahello realizes the mist isn't an ability as it lasts for a long time. His friend warns that the group's speed has increased, and they are climbing a hill. The girl complains about the pace, wondering if the people in the safe zone ever rest. Yahello decides he needs to get a vehicle to move around better. The brown-haired young woman complains that the mist makes them go up and down hills non-stop. Yahello realizes they are heading to a hotter and more dangerous place. She complains about the heat, saying she didn't even notice the temperature rising with the cooler. Suddenly, the brown-haired young woman trips and falls to the ground, exhausted. Yahello runs to help her, worried about her condition and exhaustion. The pink-haired girl cries, saying she can't walk anymore. Yahello realizes they can't go on like this, or they won't be able to catch up with the group. Linchua and his group find them, and he invites them to join them. The blonde woman complains, saying they are weak and will only slow them down. Yahello refuses the offer, saying they don't need help. He enhances his armor, which can now carry more weight and has a larger radar. He picks up the two girls in his arms, and the others are shocked by his strength. With a powerful leap, he activates the armor's thrusters, ready to run. The armor's legs transform, allowing him to run at high speed. The others are impressed, wondering how he can run so fast. Yahello carries the girls, who ask him to put them down, worried. Suddenly, an explosion happens, and they see the safe zone group in danger. Several flying discs appear in the sky, attacking the monster horde. The girls are scared by the UFOs, wondering what those things are. Yahello realizes a new wave of monsters is attacking the safe zone. The pink-haired girl is frightened by the scale of the horde, which is larger than the previous one. The UFOs fire light beams, destroying the monsters with their powerful attacks. Yahello says they need to get out of there, or they'll be caught in the battle. Suddenly, a giant stone hand emerges from the ground, blocking their path. A giant golem destroys one of the UFOs, showing its immense strength. Yahello tells everyone to run while he faces the monsters with his armor. He throws away their supplies to run faster, prioritizing safety. A UFO crashes near them, and Yahello yells for them to get down and not move. The UFO's impact kicks up a cloud of dust, and the group protects themselves as best they can. A giant monster with tentacles appears, showing the size of the threat. Several soldiers fly through the skies, preparing to face the new creature. They attack the monster's tentacles, cutting them with their powerful weapons. Yahello is impressed by the military's strength, acknowledging their power. The soldiers continue to fight, facing the giant monster's tentacles. The downed UFOs are collected, showcasing their advanced technology. Yahello and his group follow the evacuation, trying to escape the danger zone. The pink-haired girl spots some UFOs that weren't collected. She says she counted 8 UFOs, and her friend is impressed by her memory. Yahello gets excited about the idea of getting a UFO, ready for the hunt. Her friend covers the girl's eyes, telling her not to record that scene. They find the UFO wreckage, realizing they are all destroyed. Yangyuan decides to look for parts, hoping to assemble a complete UFO. The woman from the other group watches them from afar, finding Yangyuan's idea ridiculous. The man next to her says the UFOs are powerful and that it's not strange to want one. He questions the usefulness of looking for parts since the UFOs are destroyed. The blonde woman says that even if they manage to assemble one, they won't be able to trade it for supplies. Lin Chuan's group abandons them, saying they hold grudges and should fend for themselves. Yangyuan starts looking for parts, determined to assemble the UFO. The girls join him, ready to help in the search for parts. They make a great effort, and Yangyuan is embarrassed by the scene. He blushes seeing the girls trying so hard to help him. They work together, gathering the pieces of the destroyed UFOs. Suddenly, a feather falls from the sky and hits a wolf, which turns to dust. The group faints from the impact, exhausted from the work and tension. Yangyuan wakes up, wondering how big the piece he found is. He finds an almost intact UFO and is excited about the discovery. He examines the UFO, wondering how it can fly, being so large. The brown-haired young woman says she can help fix the UFO with her ability. She explains that her ability can restore objects, and Yangyuan gets excited. He points to the UFO, asking her to try to restore it. She places her hand on the UFO, and a blue energy begins to envelop it. The young woman concentrates, and the UFO parts begin to come together. The pieces float in the air and fit together, completely restoring the UFO. Yangyuan is impressed, seeing the power of his friend's ability. She's exhausted after the process, but happy to have been able to help. Yangyuan worries about his friend, but she says she can't rest now. The UFO floats in the air, and the pink-haired girl praises her friend's ability. Suddenly, the brown-haired young woman faints, falling into Yangyuan's arms. He holds her, worried about her condition, and her friend shouts her name. Yangyuan places the house box on the ground, ready to open it and shelter his friend. He presses the button, and the house begins to assemble in front of them. The pink-haired girl runs into the house, worried about her fainted friend. Yangyuan carries her inside, placing her on the bed so she can rest. He lays her down carefully, making sure she is comfortable and safe. Yangyuan says she needs to eat well to regain her energy. He leaves the house, letting his friend rest, and finds the UFO outside. He says he will disassemble the UFO to understand its structure and enhance it. The pink-haired girl agrees to help, ready to use her photographic memory. Yangyuan activates his armor scanning function to analyze the UFO. The scan reveals the UFO has 13,034 pieces divided into 12 parts. He is surprised by the number of pieces but happy with the new function. Yangyuan asks his friend to check for any danger or self-destruct devices. He realizes her ability is very useful, hitting 2 birds with 1 stone. She checks the UFO and says it's safe, not sensing any danger. With the confirmation, Yangyuan begins to carefully disassemble the UFO. His armor detects a Bluetooth signal and asks if he wants to connect. He is surprised by the function and presses the button to connect to the signal. The connection is successful, and he discovers the UFO has been reset to factory settings. Yangyuan is shocked to see that his friend's ability completely restored the UFO. He laughs with happiness, realizing he hit the jackpot with that discovery. He sets a new 38-digit password for the UFO, becoming its new owner. With the new password, he has access to all the UFO's functions, including self-destruct. He is relieved that the monster destroyed the UFO, just enough for him to find it. Yangyuan celebrates with his friend, saying they no longer need to fear the monsters. The pink-haired girl asks him to test the UFO, eager to see it in action. He activates the neural control, connecting with the UFO through his mind. The UFO's system activates, and he prepares for the first flight. The UFO's thrusters activate, and it begins to float silently. The girl is surprised by the silent flight, wondering how it works. Yangyuan realizes the UFO uses anti-gravity technology, a major discovery. The UFO reaches a speed of 170 meters per second, impressing everyone. It flies at high speed, leaving a trail of light in the night sky. Yangyuan realizes the speed might attract monsters and decides not to test it further. His friend asks if the UFO can carry people, and he says yes. He gets on the UFO, and his friend takes a picture to capture the moment. He strikes several poses, showing off his new stability on the UFO. But the system alerts him that he is overweight at 80 kilograms. He gets annoyed with the alert and tells the system to shut up. The UFO loses control and throws him to the ground, causing an awkward fall. He falls hard, and his friend runs to help him, worried about his fall. She helps him up, and he says he's fine, as is the UFO. He realizes the UFO can't carry people yet, but it can be enhanced. Yangyuan says that when his friend wakes up, she will be surprised by the enhanced UFO. He knows he needs to enhance the UFO so they can escape if his friend's condition worsens. He asks the pink-haired girl to memorize the disassembly steps. She agrees to help, ready to use her ability for the good of the group. Her eyes glow, and she concentrates to memorize every detail of the disassembly. Yangyuan starts working, determined to fix the UFO for his friends. He carefully disassembles the UFO while his friend memorizes each step. He finds a long pipe and wonders why it is so long. Yangyuan discovers the UFO has a small but very powerful missile. He finds 1,000 missiles, shocked by the amount of ammunition. He realizes the UFO was built for destruction, with many cannons. With an evil smile, he celebrates the firepower he now possesses. His friend warns him that he is assembling a part incorrectly, helping him in the process. He thanks his friend, saying he couldn't have done it without her. He tightens the last screw, finishing the UFO's assembly. The UFO is ready, and the system reconnects, prepared for flight. Yangyuan asks if everything is ready, eager to test the UFO. A blue light envelopes the UFO, and he prepares for the first test. The system reports the UFO's new specifications, which can now carry 1,000 kilograms. Yanyuan realizes the experience needed for the UFO is less than for the armor. He tells his friend he is going to enhance the UFO, ready for the next step. The pink-haired girl is exhausted and Yanyuan tells her to rest. She asks if he succeeded and he offers her water to rehydrate. Yanyuan opens a bottle of water, worried about his friend's condition. She refuses the water, telling him to save it for their other friend. He is heartbroken to see her sacrifice for the group. Yanyuan feeds her, saying they have enough food and water. The girl eats, touched by the captain's care and kindness. She pushes the food away, too exhausted to continue eating. The pink-haired girl falls asleep, tired from the effort and the heat. Yanyuan picks her up in his arms, carrying her inside the house to rest. He lays her on the bed, taking care of her with affection and concern. He checks on the other friend, who is still sleeping, and notices she is better. Yanyuan leaves the house, ready to face the challenges of the world outside. He realizes the temperature is rising, and the drought is getting worse. A giant fire monster appears, showing the gravity of the situation. Yanyuan sees several dehydrated survivors and knows he needs to find water. He wonders how to gain experience with the UFO, whether by flying or shooting. He tests the UFO and discovers he gains experience just by making it float. Yanyuan is surprised to find he can gain experience without any effort. He decides to leave the UFO floating to accumulate experience while he rests. Half an hour later, he is surprised by the result and the accumulated experience. The UFO grows to 4 meters in diameter and its specifications improve. He gets excited knowing the UFO can now carry people. Yanyuan gets on the UFO, ready to test its new transport capacity. But the system alerts him that he is overweight again, frustrating his plans. Suddenly, a mysterious creature attacks the UFO, and the system asks if he wants to retaliate. He wonders what attacked him, and the UFO is hit by sharp claws. The claws tear through the UFO's metal, showing the creature's strength. He uses the UFO as a shield, protecting himself from the monster's attack. The creature reveals itself a giant wolf with sharp claws and red eyes. The monster advances, and Yanyuan prepares for battle, facing the beast. He dodges the wolf's attack, preparing to counter-attack with his weapon. The giant wolf stares at him with its red eyes, ready to attack. It attacks with its claws, and Yanyuan uses the UFO to defend against the blow. The wolf bites the UFO, and Yanyuan prepares to counter-attack with his armor. He jumps over the creature, ready for an aerial attack with his armor. Yanyuan lands a powerful punch on the wolf, shattering the ground with the impact. The monster is thrown back but manages to recover quickly from the blow. He activates his armor's cannon, worried about damaging his new treasure. He fires an energy beam which hits the ground and creates a large explosion. Yanyuan realizes the wolf has disappeared, surprised by its speed. The monster is so fast that even the armor's radar can't keep up with it. He concentrates, trying to predict the swift creature's next move. Yanyuan is surrounded by several red eyes, realizing he is in trouble. He turns and finds the wolf behind him, ready for a surprise attack. With a quick movement, he lands a direct hit on the monster. The shot hits the wolf squarely, and the creature falls to the ground, wounded. The monster tries to flee, but Yanyuan won't let it escape so easily. He realizes the wolf is heading toward his house and panics. The wolf gets close to the house, and Yanyuan fears for his friend's safety. The pink-haired girl wakes up from the noise, wondering what's happening. She opens the door and comes face to face with the giant wolf, terrified by the scene. The wolf attacks with its claws, and the girl screams in fear, with nowhere to run. Yanyuan appears in front of her, his armor glowing with an intense light. He shoots at the wolf, and the shots create rings of fire that trap it. With a final shot, he finishes the monster, saving his friend just in time. He realizes that only his enhanced pistol can pierce the monster's defense. The pink-haired girl runs to hug him, relieved to be safe. She cries in his arms, saying she was almost eaten by the big cat. Yanyuan comforts her and suggests she drink the monster's blood to get her revenge. She is disgusted by the idea, not having the courage to drink the creature's blood. She makes up her mind, determined to get revenge for the scare the monster gave her. With a battle cry, she prepares to drink the creature's blood. Yanyuan wonders if there is something wrong with the blood, observing her reaction. She feels satisfied after drinking, saying she is full and recovered. He is confused by her reaction, not understanding how she can feel full. Yanyuan tastes the blood and realizes it tastes like ordinary animal blood, but he feels a powerful energy and his body is enveloped in a blue aura. He realizes the monster was high level, and its blood contains a lot of energy. He understands that this energy can help his friend recover. Yanyuan takes the blood to his fainted friend, hoping to heal her. He feeds her the blood, hoping the energy will help her wake up. The pink-haired girl becomes desperate when she sees her friend isn't swallowing the blood. The blood trickles down her mouth, and it seems to have no effect. Yanyuan is shocked, not knowing what to do to save his friend. He remembers a mask he saw and has a risky idea. He drinks the monster's blood and prepares to pass it to his friend. With a kiss, he transfers the blood into her mouth, hoping to save her. She begins to react, feeling the warmth of the blood and the energy flowing through her body. The friend wakes up, and the first thing she does is scream in fright at the situation. Her scream is so loud it shatters the rocks around them, showing her new strength. She thanks Yanyuan for saving her, embarrassed by the situation. He tells her not to scream so loud next time as his ears are hurting. Yanyuan says she isn't fully recovered yet and that he's going to rest for a bit. The pink-haired girl promises to keep watch, ensuring no one gets close to them. The other friend also offers to help, ready to protect the group. Yanyuan prepares to rest, knowing he needs energy for the next battle.